high regards. I know exactly what your number 2 is. I know exactly what your number 1 is. I got to jump into my number 2, and I was really quiet on your number 4 because your number 4 was disrespected. I mean, my bad hair and all. My number 2 easily is the No Way Out 2000 most underrated Hell in the Cell match of all time. Cactus Jack putting his career on the line versus Triple H. He almost outdoes his King of the Ring performance. Easily. I mean, that is feel-good wrestling. That is therapeutic wrestling. That is something easy to go back and watch and watch and watch. I love it. Mick Foley dressed as Cactus Jack versus Triple H 2000. No Way Out in a Hell in a Cell. It doesn't need a pay-per-view named after it. That is my number 2 Triple H match of all time. So tell me about why you're about to name my number 1.
Actually, you think you know me, but you don't. This is the best opposed to favorite. So my number 2, to your surprise, is going to be my favorite match of all time, Triple H versus The Rock at Backlash 2000. It's favorite, not best. So that match, I keep talking about it. Build, feels, everything. Triple H's entrance gets you hyped. Him looking down, Stephanie staring at him, his game face on. Rock comes out immediately after, and Rock's at the top of the turnbuckle doing his pose down, turns his head to Triple H, and they just have this face-off. It's like one of the most iconic face-offs you would ever see in wrestling. And if you know everything that was going on during that storyline, it all came full circle. Triple H firing Earl Hebner a few weeks prior. Earl Hebner comes back, counts to 3. Linda comes down and reinstates Earl Hebner, shoves down Stephanie. Stephanie had slapped her in the face weeks prior. And then you had the return of Stone Cold helping The Rock defeat Triple H and the McMahons. The crowd was hot. I know everybody has seen the Instagram clip of the biggest pops. And that match, that was probably, if not number 1, it's number 2 biggest pops in wrestling history when that glass shatters. Number 1 being arguably Rock versus Mankind Raw 99. But everything about that match is fantastic. Everything surrounding it was fantastic. And that's my number 2. My favorite match of all time, Triple H versus The Rock, Backlash 2000. But like I said, favorite and best are 2 different things.
So does this make it 3 or 4 matches we had right at the same exact spot? Because our number 1s, my number 1s are the exact same. The same year. So. The same year as my number 2. It is the greatest street fight in all time.
Oh, absolutely.
It is top 10 greatest WWE World Championships as Universal, Undisputed, Heavyweight, WWF, WWE titles all wrapped in one. Top 10 greatest WWE World Championship matches. The Cerebral Assassin Triple H against Cactus Jack in that exact promo you were just talking about on SmackDown, where Mankind has to morph himself into Cactus Jack because Mankind isn't ready for a street fight against Triple H. The believability that we would think the babyface Mick Foley could win, and there were so many moments during the match, the violence in the match, not to mention that the whole damn card delivered beforehand. It's not that the main event just carried the show. The whole show is bomb A1. Yeah. Again, like I said about the Hell in the Cell, like I said, like I did not say, but I meant it about the Elimination Chamber, and like I meant about 02 Street Fight with Shawn Michaels. If I'm ever down or I just need some good wrestling, just pop on one match and just go about my day. The 2000 Street Fight, Cactus Jack versus Triple H is it, and that is why it's my favorite and the best Triple H match of all time.
Yeah, I agree. And funny thing about that card was there were like a lot of matches that are less than like 5 minutes. Like Taz and Kurt Angle was like 4. I think the Outlaws and the Acclash was like 2 minutes. and then you got like some fluff with the cat and the women, and then there was an IC title match. But that street fight, I think it's the best match in Royal Rumble history, point blank period. Better than any Royal Rumble
when
match.
you think about it, and I think right now in this time period where we're seeing a men's and a women's Rumble match, it makes sense. You had those short matches because you have a long world title match and you had the long Rumble match. So everything else had to be short, but there was memorable things.
Yeah, like the tables match.
Greatest table match of all time. I actually tried to watch that earlier. I was another time, another day, but there again, I needed something therapeutic, and that was the match I was trying to grab someone's attention with. But
yeah, because I wanted to do a top 10 matches at the Rumble list, but we got busy, and that was definitely going to be high on there. But that Triple H versus Cactus Jack match, it's you can't ask for a better match. You just can't. It's fantastic. And we talked about Mick Foley pulling out all kind of stops and pulling all things out of Triple H that people didn't think he actually had. And this is like fresh, biggest star in the game, Triple H. Fantastic. You can't.